Rosie, my friend who passed away, said to me after she met me, I'm going to teach you how to crochet, because I didn't know how to crochet. So I said, okay. So I made dozens of Afghans, and now I'm doing these dish rags. I made a lot of baby Afghans, and now my hobby is making dish rags, and I give them out as gifts.
Good.
Paul buys me the yarn, and he keeps buying it, and I tell him not to buy it.
Who did your steps?
Joe Colano, he's like a son to me. I practically raised him when he was little. And he said to me one day, I'm gonna fix those steps for you, and it won't cost you that much. And I said, okay. So Mary Lou, not recently, she called him, and he called back and said, I'll be there to do it. And he did a great job, a really great job. Michael and his friend did the steps, fixed my steps in the basement. They did a terrific job. They are great. I don't know what'll happen next.
Hope nothing.
Hopefully, nothing.
Yeah. So, what are you doing tomorrow?
Tomorrow I go get my hair done. Friday.
Good. And you see who?
I see Jody.
What about California? How'd you meet Mary?
I wanted to get my hair done. So we saw this beauty shop on this one street. And we said, let's go in there, see if I can get my hair done. And Mary was working there. And we started talking, and she was all excited because we were Italian and we were vacationing there. She said, yeah, so she made an appointment. I got my hair done. And then we got acquainted. She invited us to her house. So we went to her house, and we met her brother Joey, and
Her mother?
her mother. We met her mother. She was a nice lady. So then she invited us to come over for dinner.
Mm-hmm.
And we went over for dinner. I went into the Legion for hamburger night, and I stood there and saw Carol, and she was early, which was unusual. And as soon as I said her name, I fell flat on my face, and I was bruised all over, and
Will you ever go back to that Legion?
no, I'll never go back to that Legion. Never.
Where'd you work after high school?
After high school, I worked at McGee Hospital as a X-ray secretary in the X-ray department. I typed up all the X-ray reports. I worked there for 5 years. Sammy was born October 29th, 1952.
Now, was he good or bad when he was little?
Oh, he was bad.
Was he?
Oh, he was bad.
What did he do?
He used to, every time I'd slap him for doing something, he'd laugh at me. So, he was like, I forget, 6 or 7 years old. He was going to make his first Holy Communion. And he got me real mad that night before. And he was racing me, or I was racing him around the table in the dining room.
Uh-huh.
And he was laughing. So I happened to see a tennis shoe on the floor. I picked it up and threw it at him. Gave him a black eye.
Oh.
Next day he had to make his Holy Communion. When the nun saw him, she said, "What happened to you?" He said, "Well, I made my mother real mad last night, and she got mad and threw a shoe at me. She said, 'Good, you deserved it.'"
How was he as a dad?
He was wonderful. He was a wonderful dad.
Uh-huh.
But he was a strict dad.
Was he?
He was very, very strict. He used to talk to me and tell me that I had to behave, that I had to be a good girl. And I always remembered that he always used to say, always go with somebody better than you. Don't go with anybody that is bad. And all my friends were all good people.
Mm-hmm.
And
what about your mom? How was she?
Grandma, she was always working. She was the best baker. She baked the best bread. She used to bake bread every week, make a lot of loaves. The neighbors would come and she'd give the bread to them. Grandpapa would come home from work. "Where's all the bread?" "Oh, I gave it away to the neighbors." And then Father John now, he's a sweetheart.
What about the time that you didn't feel good? Jared stay with you?
Oh, you and Mary Lou went to see Don Rickles. And
Jared?
I was really sick, and Jared said, "Nan, I'll stay with you. I'll take care of you." And he did. He watched me that night. He was really good.
Oh,
And
yeah.
Dr. First, he's a sweetheart.
What's he do?
He
used to be Dad's doctor.
He was Dad's doctor. Then when Dad passed away, I said to him, "Dr. First, will you be my doctor?" And he said, "Yes. Call the office and make an appointment." And I went to him for 5 years. And after 5 years, he retired. And then he started coming to the house to visit me.
And he calls you? He calls you?
He calls me. He's brought communion here.
Yeah.
He's a sweetheart. Audie and Amelia,
Patty.
they were very, very nice. They took good care of me, and
Amelia brought you
Amelia brought me
soup.
wedding soup and what else?
Chicken noodle.
Chicken noodle soup.
Is it good?
Oh, delicious.
You were talking about when you were in Hawaii. Did you go to see Don Ho?
Yes.
How'd you like that show?
It was, well, he kept, they asked for the youngest grandmother in the place, and Gina was born then before we went there. And so I went up on the stage. They told us, the nuns that we went on that trip with, told us not to go to his nightclub. But your dad and I went. And while we were there, I went up on that stage.
Why'd they tell you not to?
Because they said he was no good.
Really?
They didn't like him. He was on drugs.
Uh-huh.
He kept saying, he was using drugs while I was there with them. And But while we were there, I went up on the stage. He said, "Did you get LA tonight?" And I said, "No, I don't have any on me." He said, "I mean LA." And then I caught on what he wanted. I said, "No."
Was he nice? Did you like him?
Yeah, he was good.
Yeah.
He sang,
Uh-huh.
but he kept putting that stuff in his mouth. Oh.
Oh.
After that, I don't want to be up there.
Right. I don't blame you.
Then we told the people after that we were there, "Ah, did you go there?" Yeah, we had a good time.
How was Uncle Pat and Uncle?
He was good.
Was he good?
He got your dad to do a lot of stuff. You got your dad to help him at the Maytag store.
Uh-huh.
He used to go to Pittsburgh every week to get washers and dry stuff. That time they were wringer washers.
Yeah.
They weren't automatic. And Dad always had to go to Pittsburgh for him.
And then,
So he would come home from work 8 o'clock in the morning, go right up to the Maytag store, go to Pittsburgh, not get back here to sleep until 1, 2 in the afternoon. Then I had to keep you kids quiet so that he could sleep.
oh,
That was hard.
yeah. Did he ever wake him up?
Oh yeah, he'd get mad, yeah. Not all the time.
What you do all day with him never being home?
Oh, I washed clothes, I ironed, I had to get him cook, had to get a meal ready,
How about
Had to
him
feed
go
you
down the
kids?
Alpine, Ma?
had to feed you kids.
Where's paper?
Very chic.
Nice, huh?
That is nice.
Turn around.
Isn't that nice?
Ooh.
Woo.
Now you can get rid of that old blue one, huh?
Yeah.
You got red.